You've been listening to us share about our experiment for a while now, how we're using creativity to find more peace, more alignment, and more joy in our lives. And now it's your turn. This October, we're inviting you into the experiment with us. We're hosting a creative challenge where you will get to explore your own blocks, try experimenting through small steps, and discover how creativity can bring you back to yourself. You don't have to do it alone. We'll be in it together. Come join us on Instagram and be part of the experiment. We'd love to have you. Welcome to the Art Piece Experiment. We're your hosts, two artists and friends. I'm Tasha.
And I'm Brianna.
At the end of 2024, we decided we wanted to cultivate more safety, peace, love, alignment, and excitement through our art and our art practices.
So here we are sharing our journey with you, and we're so excited you're here. We hope you enjoy our conversations. They're honest, raw, just two friends talking to each other about the realities of life and creativity. We're so excited for you to join us and be along with us for the journey.
Week 18.
Can you believe it? It's been 18 weeks.
Yeah, like third of the way through the year. That's insane.
Whoa.
I know. And we're still showing up. I'm actually quite impressed with us.
Way to go. Way to go. And if you're with us today, way to go for still showing up and being with us. We're so
thank you.
Happy and we're celebrating. We're our third of the way through our experiment.
Woo. Yeah. We had a realization this past week that we need to change how we're talking to each other in these check-ins.
Yeah.
A shift.
A little, just a slight shift in language, and it makes a big difference. So we're going to, instead of asking,
did you create this week?
We're going to ask, how did you create this week?
It feels so much more aligned and just with what we've been doing. And when we first started, it was all like, okay, we're going to show up. This is an art challenge and we're going to make art, even though the other side of this has just always been about creativity and showing up for our creativity and building or like creating space and safety for it. And yet we were still just stuck in this kind of block of like, well, it's an art challenge and we're going to show up and we're going to make art every week.
Yeah, well, I think, I mean, being artists and wanting to show up consistently for ourselves with painting and with art. I mean, I think that was kind of just the natural, thing that we fell into. And while still wanting to recognize all forms of creativity and everything, but for ourselves, in this experiment for ourselves, we really focused so much on the art. And as we've gone and had our conversation, gone through it, and had all of these conversations and insights and sometimes not done the art, but then thought, well, what else did I do this week that was creative, and just really tried to focus on creativity as a whole and not just as painting, right? The only valid way of creating is painting, that's not what we're focusing on. And so we realized by asking, did you paint this week? Did you create this week? It was still like funneled into the painting focus instead of, how did you create this week? It might have looked different from week to, it might have looked different this week. So what did you do? Like, how did you do it this week?
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to shift this time around.
It feels better.
And it does. Yeah. We had that realization. We're like, oh
yeah. The power of words.
Makes a big difference.
It was a little less interrogating too.
Yeah.
Did you create this week?
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. But how? So here we go. How did you create this week?
Well, so this week was really busy. Our kids, they were in a play this weekend.
Yeah, summer camp. Yeah.
And this is funny to be talking about because it's by the time, you're listening to this, it's going to be months into the whole thing. But we actually launched the podcast this week.
The first episode came out.
Yeah. And so
people listened to it, which was wild.
It was crazy. So there was a lot going on outside of, just art and things like that. But a lot of different ways that we were both creative, but I'll let you tell how you were creative.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Take it away. I'm just going to relax. You can just handle this episode.
So it was a lot of creativity and figuring out how we were going to launch, what we wanted to say, the words, the images, the vibe, just the whole thing.
Making posts for Instagram.
Yeah, right.
How?
Yeah, how we wanted to do that. And how, so there was a lot of creativity, a lot of, creative thought and ideas bouncing around. And then for the kids, we wanted to do something special, not just like flowers. And so we
for their performance.
For their performance. Yeah, sorry.
For their play, their performance. Yep.
As a congratulations. So we went to the dollar store and found a whole bunch of things and put it all together. And
we set the bar really high for ourselves, because last year they were at this same summer camp, and they did Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory. And so we ended up making them like a candy bouquet.
Yeah.
Because we're like, why would we take a bouquet of flowers to our kids when it's Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory? Like, they need an edible bouquet. Like, come on.
Gotta do candy.
And so this year they were like, what are you going to do for us? Like, are we going to get another candy bouquet? It's like, oh man, what have we started? So we had to figure something out.
Yeah, it was Finding Nemo this time. So it was all fish themed.
Yes. Yep.
So we scoured the dollar store for all the different fish themed things that we could figure out. And it ended up, we got a whole bunch of random stuff, but then putting it together, and figuring out how it could kind of fit together, it turned out really fun and really cute. And I love those kind of things where it's like, there's a whole bunch of randomness here. And then you put it together and it's like, oh, wow, that turned out really good.
Yeah, they were happy. They were.
It was so fun.
Completely delighted. And yeah. So one of those fun moments of being a parent.
Yeah. And lots of creativity going on with that. So that was fun. I did actually also do a little bit of sketching and painting as well. Just, I don't know how I fit that in, but
I don't know how you fit that in either.
It was in the margins of everything going on.
Yeah.
I don't even really remember fully what I did. I started a pastel painting and maybe did some little sketches, but I do remember it's, sitting down and doing a little bit of something. So
yeah. Excellent. I love that. Yeah. The last few weeks, I've been feeling a little creatively drained from making so much stuff for Instagram and just like all the graphic design.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
It was a lot. I'm glad that not every week is a launch week for something, because I'm tired. Yeah, but I like getting ready for talking to you today and like doing this check-in, and I was like, the last few days have just been feeling sad that I didn't have like a full-on painting day this week. It's just been, it's been so crazy, and I miss it. I'm like, I just wanted a day to watercolor.
Yeah.
But there was no time. I transferred a sketch and I did the first layer of like one section of it.
Yeah.
So I still did
stuff. Yeah.
It's like, but I feel like I'm like checking the box. And I was like, I just wanted to paint this week.
Yeah. That like freedom of whatever. I feel like I just had this thought, in those times where it's so busy. I mean, because there's always seasons, right? There's busy seasons, there's slow seasons, there are consistent seasons,
right?
And then chaotic seasons, right?
Yeah.
And being able to show up consistently for yourself in that way is so important, but it's going to look different, in different seasons.
I just had this realization, but I think the difference is I was creating a lot of stuff this week, but none of it was for me.
Yeah.
And with doing this experiment the last 18 weeks, it's like I've actually shown up and made stuff for myself.
Yeah.
And shown up for myself.
Right. That was like full of joy and fun and just lit you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Same.
So even though I enjoyed the stuff that I made, and I'd rather be doing, graphic design over a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
It was different than, yeah, taking that time for myself and making something that excited me and delighted me and
Mm-hmm.
felt like, I was important.
Yeah.
And I was worth showing up for. I kind of missed that this week.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I think that was why I came back to drawing and, like in the margins, I had that need. It was like, I'm missing this. And I feel that like, I don't know, maybe dissonance is a good word for it. Like that I felt that need and wanting to express myself on the page or on, somehow. But I feel like sometimes, especially when you're in that creatively drained because you're just outputting and outputting.
Right.
I didn't really have much, I didn't have much energy to make something perfectly beautiful, all that,
Yeah.
but I still wanted that movement and to move my hand across the page and to paint and to, experience that.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes just doodling or just not, how do I say this? Just doing something really free, it can fill that need and still help you express, like playing with colors and, just doing something really abstract. Like that's totally not either of our styles, but sometimes I've had that desire to just want to do something abstract, and I'm like, that's weird because that's not like what
abstract stresses me out so hard.
But it's a funny thing when it happens because I'm like, that's strange because that's not my style and I typically don't like it, right? But I think that's where it comes from, is just that need to express, but also feeling a little depleted from outputting or from whatever, stressors, right?
Yeah.
But still wanting to do that. Anyway, so I think I might experiment with that maybe
Oh,
a
I
little
love
bit.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited to see what happens from that. Yeah. Oh, I just realized I sketched with my daughter this week, but she wanted to teach me how to draw chibi dragons.
Oh,
that were a little bit furry.
A little bit furry.
Yeah, not scales, but fuzzy,
Yeah,
soft, cute dragons. And that was fun. It was. No, it was. If she listens to this, sorry, sweetheart. No, it was really fun. It was fun drawing with her, but it was also, I was drawing something that she wanted to draw, and which I loved that she shared that with me. And I'm not saying
so special.
I'm not saying that that's not awesome, because it is, but it was just another, yes, I was creative, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah,
and everything.
Same thing with the
everything
with the designing and the other, the outputting, all the other outputs that we did this week were not just something that delighted us. It was for an outside purpose or for somebody else or something like that.
And I feel it made all of them made me a little bit tired instead of leaving me feeling energized. And I don't know, the mood was different. The way that I felt afterwards was different.
It's interesting because I feel like there you can be energized and it's so good to do things for other people, but there's a limit. If you're not balancing it with doing things that are just for you as well, then it does get draining. There has to be that balance of doing things for others and doing things for yourself, because if you're just doing things for yourself too, then that can also not be good, right?
Right.
And so balancing it, I think that's interesting, because I think even in the past when we've been painting and things, it's been for us, but there has been that little bit of a how can I help others with what we're doing, and so it has been an outside perspective and not just singularly for us,
commercializing, making sure it works for a certain audience or certain people, designing wallpaper and stuff. It's about what would people want, what would people buy, what would so there is that element to it as well, and it's not just what do I love.
Mm-hmm.
what is really speaking to me today, right now, in this moment? Like, what's bringing me joy?
Yeah.
What do I feel really connected to?
Yeah.
And coming to it from that perspective, it's vastly different.
It is. It is really different. It is really different. So it's interesting. I feel like sometimes for me, it's helpful. It's most helpful to have the balance when I go into creating. Well, no, I take that back. When I go into creating, it's most helpful to think, what's delighting me? What am I drawn to? But then as a whole, I think some of what helps me like stay consistent and have is the accountability, like that's been really helpful with the experiment between the two of us is knowing that you were going to ask me, what did you create this week? Or how did you create this week? Right. And so it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting mix. And it's been interesting to see the difference this past couple weeks of doing the launch and outputting so much for others. And then, yeah, the difference that it's made. And it's not going to always be like that because it's launch week. And so, that's a whole different ball game. But noticing the difference of how we felt was really good. I think that was really a good thing to notice the difference of how we've been feeling and then the switch.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And I mean, in the past, I've made things for other people and it's felt, like energizing and exciting and like feels good. But there was no deadlines or pressure or like it was because I was in that aligned place of like, oh, I really want to make this thing because it's exciting me and I want to make it for them. And it's like, that's really fun. Where the last few weeks have been like, okay, I got to make this for this day and for this thing, and there's deadlines, and there's, I just got to make sure that I have this done for these people, and for it's just it was a different feeling. It was still all stuff that I wanted to do.
Yeah, and it was all still aligned with what we love and and are passionate about.
Yeah.
I think it was the deadlines was really stressful.
The deadlines were stressful. Yeah. Making sure it was all done amidst all the other crazy things going on in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little wild, but no, that's a very interesting realization of, like it was kind of like creativity was kind of draining in these ways. But then when I'm really showing up for myself, like there's a really big difference and shift, which I never really noticed before until we were doing this experiment.
Yeah. And I think too, being mindful of the amount of output.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's been interesting too. Like what works for me, like day to day rather than, having these strict expectations. And I think that's been really helpful in the whole experiment is I didn't set up like, okay, this day every week is my thing. It's just been really like when it works for me, when it works for me with my life, with my schedule, with my health, with how I'm feeling that day, the emotions,
and what week of the month it is.
Right. And making my creativity work with me and not working against me, I guess.
No, that's a good point.
And I think that really makes a difference too, where with this launch week, 2 weeks, we had 2 weeks of launch week.
I mean, really launching. 3 weeks, 2 weeks of like
building up and then
it's coming and then a week of like, it's here.
So it was a lot. It was a long time to just grind, that's how it felt. We were just grinding and every day had something that
was nearly a month.
Yeah, it's a long time. And so no wonder it felt draining,
And lots going on with the kids.
Yeah, family and all also every aspect of life.
It wasn't as gentle as it has the rest of the experiment has been.
Yeah. And I think that's what I've been missing is the gentleness, Yeah. So now
glad we've talked about this.
This is good. Now we can go move forward with the refocus, re-hone in onto gentleness and alignment. I think that also was a little bit out of whack just with the expectations and it was good. They were good expectations have, and to stay consistent and to follow through. And that was a good experience. I was going to say experiment. Experience to go through and to build that confidence and, consistency and everything.
It was good for us. Yeah.
But it was a lot. And so, now that it's over and we don't have to be in that mode all the time.
Thank goodness. Wow.
Coming back to alignment, to gentleness, to, to just.
Realizing what works for us.
Right.
Like we can go into that power mode if we need to.
Right.
As long as it's got a time limit.
Not indefinitely.
No. Wow. No. But, it comes back to the small steps.
Right.
Too. And like building up our tolerance of what we can handle and what we can do and what feels safe and what feels okay.
Right. Which, we had a conversation where it was like, can you imagine doing this like 6 months earlier, at the beginning of the experiment?
We wouldn't
have done it. We wouldn't have actually followed through.
Yeah. And we're talking about showing up online every day.
Right. And it's amazing because neither of us had done that. For that long, or I had never done that.
No,
not consistently every day.
I have done some launch stuff, but I haven't shown up consistently.
Yeah,
like I don't like it.
It was it is. It was a first time for both of us. It was a lot, and anyways, and so, but it was through the steps of being gentle with ourselves consistently.
Yeah,
that built up that confidence and that resiliency. I think that really helped us be able to actually do it.
Yeah. And, we've several months into the experiment, we realized how much it's actually been helping us.
Right.
And so getting to that point of like, oh, okay, I'm actually excited to share this with people.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been like a flop. It's actually like, oh, this has helped me. This has benefited me.
Something to say about it.
Yeah. So then it was exciting to share it and be like, hey, look at this thing. This has really helped us. Maybe it can help you. Like that, it really built that excitement.
Yeah.
And made
100%.
it easier to share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, we would love to hear from you. How did you create this week? How did you align this week? Come connect with us over on Instagram and join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll see you next time. That's it for today, friend. Thanks for spending this time with us. We hope you're leaving with a little more light, a little more peace, and maybe even a nudge to go be creative, just because it brings a little more joy to your life. If anything in this episode spoke to your heart, sparked a thought, or made you smile, we'd love it if you'd follow the show, leave a quick 5-star review, or share it with someone who might need a little creative encouragement too. And remember, your creativity matters. Your voice matters. You matter. We're cheering you on always. Until next time, keep making, keep softening, and keep showing up as your whole beautiful self.